Shalom, everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I found the Antichrist in his homeland. I had to go all the way back to the Garden of Eden to find him, or get, I should say, confirmation of who he is. But we'll start this presentation out with the land of Nod. And I'm going to read down through here to kind of introduce you to the land of Nod, the Antichrist homeland. Now, we'll just start reading here. The land of Nod is a place mentioned in the book of Genesis of the Hebrew Bible, located on the east of Eden, where Cain was exiled by Yah after Cain had murdered his brother Abel, according to Genesis 4:16. And we're going to come back and look at this image here that's associated with the land of Nod, and I'm going to introduce you to some characters that you're not told about in modern Christianity. And it says here in Genesis 4:16, and Cain went out from the presence of Yah and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Now, through occultic knowledge and teachings, for example, Aleister Crowley, he taught his students to talk backwards, walk backwards, because Scripture says Satan turns everything upside down and backwards. So we've got to look backwards to find the truth. Most people's not even aware that the word live backwards is evil, and the word lived backwards is devil. Most people don't pay attention. We were taught to read from left to right when the original language was written from right to left. So even our language is backwards. But if we start looking backwards, we'll find the truth. For example, here in the land of Nod, well, we know in ancient times that land was either named after the Father or the Son. So the land of Nod, who is Nod? Well, if we look backwards, we see dawn. So we could say this, that Cain departed to the land of his new father, because Yah kicked him out of his land, so Cain went to live with his new father, the land of Nod, or the land of dawn. So as we look down through here, we see here in Genesis 4:17 relates that after arriving in the land of dawn, Cain's wife bore him a son, Enoch, in whose name he built the first city. See here, so in the land of Nod, there was a city built after Cain and his wife's son. Well, I'm going to introduce you to his wife. His wife, we'll go on down through here, but let's see what the word Nod means. The word Nod in Hebrew means to wander, a wanderer. Therefore, to dwell in the land of Nod can mean to live a wandering life, as in just a fugitive, or really a wanderer. Like the tribe of Dan was wandering. They were seafaring wanderers. They just wandered around. They had no home. But we see here that we go on down through here, and it says much of Cain's name is connected to the verb meaning to get, like to get you. The name Nod closely resembles the word Nad, and usually translates as vagabond. So we see here a Greek version of nod written as naive. See here where we get our word naive, appearing possibly derives from the plural, which relates to resting and sleeping. See, I used to hang out and actually participated in taking like lower tabs and things like these, and these pills would make you nod off. So you were kind of in a sleeping, nodded off, in between sleep and awake. Now, we know that Trump is the father of the, we'll say it like this so the algorithms don't pick it up, the Vex a nation. I think most of y'all know what that means, but Trump, the Donald is he's known as the father of the vaccination. So what if the vaccination makes people nod off or puts them in the land of nod? Puts them in a sleeping state. But let's go on down through here and we'll see if there's anything else interesting here. But notice that it said it was in the east of Eden. And we'll go on down through. I wanted to show you guys this picture here because this is Cain standing up here in the front leading the pack in this image. And I'm wondering if one of these two here is Enoch. And then this woman right here, I'm going to show you who she is. This is Cain's wife. And notice everybody's kind of carrying her along. This is the hoe of Babylon. And notice the duality that you see in this picture. You see one here has black hair and one has red hair. And then you see these two infants here in her lap here. And you notice they have red hair. But these are, you see how they're carrying their meat with them. See, they've got deer. They're dragging their meat with them. These are bloodthirsty type people. But let's see if we can get it closer up. You can see this woman here. I'm going to show you that she hides in the shadows. Let's go on down there. I'm going to show you. She is actually Adam's first wife. And her name is Lilith, aka Ma, M-A. She's the mother of all life because she was Adam's first wife. And that's why that Yah created Chua or Eve from Adam's rib, because she was created just like Adam. She was born from this red earth right here. She's got gray hair here, but you'll see in these other images that Lilith has red hair. But let's go on down and let's get a good definition of nod out. This is what people that you see that takes painkillers and stuff, they'll nod out. But the definition is to pass out or fall asleep. What if the vaccination would make people pass out or fall into a deep sleep? Put them in the land of nod. Well, we see the nod backwards is dawn. So let's study a little bit about this word dawn and see what we can figure out what it means, what it really truly means, and see if we can shed some light on it. We see here that the word dawn, you can see here that it's actually, here's the D-A-N, like the dawning of a new age. And we see that it says Dan. Well, we know the Antichrist does come from this tribe known as Dan. So we see that dawn could mean Dan. The donning, you can see here somebody put to put on an article of clothing like a mark. To wrap oneself, take on. We're going down a head. So don means like the head of something. So we're going down through here. A college or university professor. This is a wise man. This is somebody. If you got the name Don, you're a wise man. So we see here that literally dono, Donno here, literally can mean Lord. Like the word you'll see here shortly that I study language, but the M is really just two N's together. You can see them here, but you'll see that the N and the M are interchangeable. So the word dawn can mean doom. It could mean doom. And we see here that it says a powerful mafia leader. Isn't that interesting? Because the mafia, or should I say the secret societies, has taken over all forms of government. Your government is run by the mafia. So we see here that Don means a mafia leader. That's interesting. And we see here a Spanish nobleman or a gentleman. A grandee, the great dawns of wit. See here? The great dawns of wit. Well, wit is kind of short for witch. The great dawns of witchcraft. Like a maga or a magi. These are the great. And look here, it also can mean director of nursing. Thank goodness we had Don to give everybody the Vex A Nation to the world. That was, thank you, Don. And we see here Dan again. So Don and Dan's vowels are always wild. So we know that Don means Dan. Let's see if we see anything else that we can find interesting about this word Don. It can mean master. In Spanish, dominus means master. And we see here more at dam. See, D-A-M. See, Don and dam are really the same word. So, the dam. So we're going down through here and let's see what the word Donald means, because we kind of know Mr. Trump as the Donald. So let's see what the word the Donald means. This is from Wikipedia. Donald is a masculine given name derived from the Gaelic name Domnall. And see, we see the M here again, so we know the M and the N are interchangeable. So, and then we see here, this comes from the Proto-Celtic Dumno Uos, or in quote here we see world ruler or world welder. So see here we see that. We see that Donald means world ruler. I was kind of thinking that the Bible said something about the Antichrist was going to be a world ruler. Isn't that interesting? And then we see here that Donnelly, the final D in Don, is partly derived from the misinterpretation of the Celtic pronunciation by English speakers and partly associated with the spelling of similar sounding Germanic names such as Ronald. A short form of Donald is Don. We can see it. We could go on down through here and read, but the important thing here is we know that the Donald means the world ruler or the world wielder. Isn't that interesting? Now we kind of see the land of Don. I mean, the land of Nod is really the land of Don. So I'd say that that's aka Babylon. But let's look a little further. I want to show you who Cain, who this woman is riding on this, being raised up here by these. This is Cain, and this are the, what I refer to as the ancestral bloodline. Because this woman here is Lilith and this is Cain, so Cain actually married his mother. That's why that you see in all of this ancient mythology and things of the mother and the son, Mary and Jesus, and they're portraying that the mother had sexual relationships with the sun god. So we see here that I'm going to show you who she is in other paintings and portraits and things. And something else interesting is this year that this was painted is 1880. Now these eights are what are called as Ouroboroses. They're a symbol of eternity or rebirth. See, an 8 is an ever-ending cycle. If you put a BB or a ball bearing in it and just rolled it around, it just continues. It's just like an O. It has no end. It would just constantly circle around inside of that. Think of atoms in a nucleus. But these are, I'm going to show you more about this woman here, Lilith. We'll go up here and we'll see what they say about her. This is her here. Lilith. Lilith is a demonic figure in Judeo-Christian mythology. Get my computer to work here. Supposedly, the primordial she-demon and alternately first wife of Adam. She is first mentioned in the biblical Hebrew in Isaiah 34:14 and later in late antiquity and Median Gnosticism mythology and Jewish mythology. Sources from 500 CE onwards. Lilith appears in historicalist incantations incorporating a short mythic story in various concepts and localities that given partial descriptions of her. She is mentioned in the Babylonian Talmud, in the book of Adam and Eve as Adam's first wife, and in the Zohar Leviticus 19a, a quote, a hot fairy female who first co-inhabited with man. Lilith perhaps originated from an earlier class of female demons, Lilu or Liditu or Lala in the ancient Mesopotamian religion found in cuneiform text Sumer, Assyria, and Babylonia. Lilith continues to serve as source material in modern Western culture, literature, occultism, fantasy, and horror. Now let's take a close look at, see here where she's known as Lala. Isn't it strange that wasn't it Prince Harry and his wife just had a little baby? Isn't that sweet? The world is just in awe. Guess what her name is? They call her Lily. Little Lily. I wonder who she might be. So, she's got that ancestral bloodline, I'm sure. So she's royal. So we see here, this is Lilith, and I'm going to show you some other pictures of her. She's kind of famous. She's been hidden from you, but she's been famous in other areas. Now we see here in this old Baphomet star. Wonder if she has anything to do with Baphomet. We see here in this Baphomet star, we see the word Lilith right here. Isn't that odd? We see Lilith here hiding in the Baphomet star. We know this word El means God in Hebrew. And then this word says say, S-A. And then we see this word Ma up here. Isn't that odd? Like Mary, like Queen Mary, or Mafia, or let's think of let's use magic. See how we got the M-A in magic? Wonder about MAGA, like Trump, MAGA, or magician. Isn't it odd that that M-A's there like that? So we see Lilith, we see her star right here. See, she's a fallen star. See, if you casted this star out of heaven, it points down. See, it's falling down. And we see the V here. That's signifying that she's female. And then here's some interesting paintings through Catholic churches here, but they kind of show you what she is. See her here? This is her in the tree with the serpent tail. See how she's wrapped around this tree? And she's handing Eve an apple. See her handing Eve this apple? Notice the position here of Eve in reference to Adam. Wonder what Eve was doing with Adam. Wonder what she talked Eve into doing to Adam. And then we see here that she's a backstabber because Adam and Eve's leaving the garden here and she's sticking a knife in his back. So we know that Lilith here is a backstabber. And notice in most of all of these paintings, her bright red hair. Now this is another image of her that's called Ishtar. But you see here it says Lilith, Biblical Archaeologist Society. This is Ishtar. This is where your Easter comes from. This is who all of them's worshiping on Easter. And we see here, this is a pretty unique image. But see here, here's Adam and Chua, or in English they call her Eve. But then you see Lilith here up in the tree of knowledge. You can see her here. Here she is hiding in the tree. But I'm going to even show you some pictures of her in the 1611 King James Bible, where she was hiding right there in the illustrations of the King James Bible. She's hiding in the shadows. But let's look at this image right here. See, if you look real close up here in the front, see up here at the very top is the name of I might have to pull this down. Hold on. Let me pull this down. Right up here in the very top of this image is a name written. This is the name above all names because it sits above all of these wise men or magi or magas. These wise men here is called magas. But you see up here the name above all names. It's above everybody's head, so it's understood. Even these magi's know the name above all other names, but they just don't tell you. And then we see the peace dove here. This is Yahusha. This is a representation of Yahusha right here. And then right underneath Yahusha, why, there is Lilith. Isn't that odd? So it's kind of like a chain of command. You got the name above all names, you got Yahusha, and then here's Lilith, bald-headed with a scab on top of her head. And then when you read in Scripture, it talks about those women that's got, their hair, the scabs on their head. And then you see right here, I've enlarged it. You can see a good image of her right here. But she was the one that helped King James translate the Bible into English, because King James was a black magician. He wrote 3 books on demonology just a few years before giving authorization to translate the Hebrew Bible into Latin. And it was done through sorcery and magic. That's why we must root our words back into the Hebrew tongue to get the correct meaning of words. Because the spelling of words are spells. So in your words, you can either bring life or you can bring death. So it's important. But I've got some more images of the King James. If you ever get your hands on a 1611 King James, go through the illustrations and look, because they are so detailed. If you don't look close, you will miss it. You will miss things. You see here the name above all names. They all know that it's Yah. He sits here, and then these are um, from the tribe of Dan that are used to judge the 12 tribes of Israel. That's why the tribe of Dan's not mentioned in the blessed, tribes, because Yah is going to use evil men to punish lawless men. So that's what's taking place is Trump. He's going to use Trump to bring a curse or a plague upon mankind for all the ones that love lawlessness. But you can see Lilith is well known. She's the screech. She's known as the screech owl. All your the wealthiest men in the world, they all go to Bohemian Grove and worship a big owl effigy, and that's owl. Lilith is the wise owl. She's the one they all worship. But I'm just bringing light to her. The Vatican kept her hid from you. But Lilith is the whore of Babylon, in short. But I had pulled up Trump's folder here. I've been studying Trump for a long time. For some reason, y'all wanted me to study this man. Well, what happened? I'll kind of share some images I got with you, kind of show you that Cain went to the land of Don. That's where old Cain went. He went to the land of Don, the Donald's land. And here you can see Trump holding up the valve, and you see the abracadabra here. They used the upside down valve. You know how many people got their picture on coins. You don't reckon the old whore of Babylon would be standing in the middle of a bunch of old whores? Look at him right here. And magician, see Magi. He duped the world. See him right here on the cover of Time magazine, sitting on top of the world. What he's really doing right here, if you want to know the truth, let me pull it up so we can get a good look at it. He's really taking a dump on the world. The flag was his pooper, and he's pooping into the flag onto the world. And they love him. They love the Donald, the world leader. He's a Jesuit. He's from the tribe of Dan. He comes all the way through the Vikings, and his you can see here Trump Tower's got the upside down valve on it. This image here is him in military school, and you see the upside down valve. Guess who this is standing right down here at the tip of the spear? Well, that's old Donald. He's standing at the tip out of all his classmates here. He's the bright and shining spear point. He's the tip of the spear. He must really be smart, like a wise man or something. But you can see I've got maybe thousands of images on Trump. But he'll be back. I want to give y'all people that support him and love him, and he loves y'all, and I want to give y'all hope that he's coming back. The beast, he set the trap. He left for a while to go set up the world stage, and then they'll probably act like the election was a fraud, and they'll bring him back in, and the deadly head wound is healed. So y'all, I just want to give y'all hope. He can. This picture right here, believe it or not, this is in front of a golf course, in front of one of his golf courses, but he is levitating. He is levitating off the ground. Just some quick, see if I see anything that kind of relates to what we're talking about here, the land of the Antichrist. And you can see this image right here. I thought this was interesting. See the upside down kingdom. See this upside down valve that they're showing with the castle turned upside down? See, this is what Trump is doing to your world right now. He's turning it upside down. But I've been studying him for a long time. I know who he is. Y'all just get ready. Y'all get ready. He's a snake in the grass. See him right here with his hands on this ball. Witchcraft. Witchcraft, people. You had a spell put on you. You can see here the abracadabra in the palm of this hand, upside down valve. But I wanted to share that with you guys and see if there's anything else here. But the land of Nod, I had to go back to right before the Garden of Eden and find confirmation that the Donald is the Antichrist from the tribe of Dan. Do your own homework. Let no man deceive you. Do your own homework, and I encourage you to. You better know your enemy. Know thy enemy, because he has set the trap. But shalom to everyone. May Yah Baruch you in all that you do, and thy kingdom come. Shalom.